Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Hate Skill Windows. This is a podcast where we hate on skill windows and also just sort of uh lash out at comics and manhwa and webtoons. My name is Rai,
I'm Chris.
and today we are reviewing I Returned as a FFF class witch doctor. Except realistically it should be I returned as a SSS class witch doctor because this guy's not weak. I don't know why it's titled like this. So yeah, in this Witch Doctor webtoon, um, this is one of the ones, and I say this with not hatred, not pure hatred in my heart, but just know that I don't like this trope. This is one where the main character regresses through the power of dying in a video game and also a VR game. Like he dies in the video game and his hatred or something carries on so hard that he regresses IRL. So yeah, he gets betrayed by his comrades or whatever, his party members in the video game right before they're about to I think beat the final boss or
I think it
something
was
like that.
after.
Oh no, yeah, they beat the final boss and then get betrayed. And then he hears like the words of the Demon King or whatever seep into his head, and he wakes up 10 years younger. Uh And then of course, he's got a built-in system in his brain. Yeah, I looked up what it was called, or I think I saw it in a chapter. It's the OVO system. Why is it the OVO
Oh,
system? Like OVO. It's like they were so close to just naming it the OVO system, but they didn't want to be cringe, so they were like, ah, well, name it the OVO system. Anyway, um, He he wakes up 10 years younger, and, his parents are still together or something, which is nice. That's good. Um, and he decides, "Well, I'm gonna go and play the game." Now, granted, usually I'd be like, "Okay, you went 10 years back into the past, and the first thing you're gonna do is play the game." But granted, this time he does have, like, a ticking time bomb where I guess if he doesn't log into the game every, like, 24 hours or something, he will die IRL. So, therefore, he must log into the game. Yeah, and then he logs into the game a whole bunch and he plays the game, but not not the normal game. Previously he was something like a all class member or whatever. He previously apparently just used like every single weapon in the game. I don't know what he did to do that, but this time he is forcibly set as a witch doctor, and he also has like minus a million karma, which means he just has like supposedly what does this really do for him?
I think NPCs hate him. Players know he's killed a bunch of people. If he ever dies, apparently he just drops every single one of his items.
Okay. But NPCs do not hate him. They in fact arguably really like him.
Apparently, the mask or the hood he's wearing stops people from being able to read his
Yeah, I call BS.
info.
It's like the logic of like Divinity or Baldur's Gate where it's like, "Oh, if you're an undead or if you have an undead near you, everyone will hate you." And then
Oh, but
it's
maybe
not
you
that they
wear that
really
hat.
hate you. You just put like a hood on and they're like, "Oh, hello, traveler."
Traveler.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Oh man, I remember Divinity because all my characters in Divinity, for reference, were all undead always. Because why would you play something else? Why would you play something that wasn't immune to death fog? Come on, what's the fun in that? Death fog is here so you can throw it at your friends and then break it open and go, haha, you are dead. And then you
Uh,
walk through and you're like, ah, don't worry, I'll loot your body for you. Um, But yeah, I think it's a very stupid idea of, oh, all the NPC, you'll have negative favorability with NPCs, and then you put on a hat and they're like, oh, adventure, hello. That's not how. No, you no. Anyway, He's definitely not an FFF class. He has the insanely broken ability to loot like 300% of items off of PvP. He has like a 100% guaranteed chance to like drop rate on PvP kills. So he just sort of murks a bunch of players, and then he can turn their equips into raw materials and then use those raw materials to create class specific equipment for himself. Is that not broken? That sounds broken. Anyway, so yeah, and the series is really just him running around doing a bunch of stuff in game. And also, apparently, at some point, we learned that him and all of the women in the game that he has met and also pissed off are also apparently his neighbors. So the man's building the harem.
Actually,
Yep.
it all happened in one chapter too.
All
Kind
one
of crazy.
chapter. Yep. Well,
I was like, am I reading the same story? Why?
why is the sudden fan fiction here? I mean, the first encounter with the one Kunoichi girl, he like melted off her clothes. But, you know, technically he didn't mean to. He didn't care. He was just like, I'm gonna basically kill you, so just get over here and drop your items. He's a very not perturbed guy. He's not here for romance. He's here to I he's here to kill that one guy. King Arthur? What's his name? The Korean playboy
Oh,
guy. Blonde
like
man.
it's like there's a Y and then there's a J.
Yep, he's here to
Yeah.
kill YJ. But yeah, I don't know. What'd you think, Chris? Like ever since we've started making these reviews sort of shorter, and by that I mean we complain less. Is there anything you want to complain about?
Um,
We can knock out the skill window score. It did have skill windows.
it's just as good as in real life. How the frick is the video game reincarnate? I don't know.
Yeah, here's the real question, huh? How do you play a video game, and then even in VR, and then somehow you get re- regressed years back in your lifespan? How is
So you
this?
could do better in the video game.
So you can get a head start on the video game.
Ugh.
Complain. I've got a complaint. This is one that always shows up for VR specifically webtoons. How are you controlling your characters? This is very important because in VR, you know, like Beat Saber and stuff, you're actually swinging your arms in real life. But in this one, and you see it in the chapters where he buys the capsule, it's literally like a lie down full body capsule thingy. So this is probably
Yeah.
the idea that you're like controlling with your brain waves and all that fun stuff, and you're just like manifesting control of a character. But if that's the case, how's he so good at controlling his character when other people are not? He's like literally dodging attack patterns of bosses. And I understand that that's probably doable, but you're inputting via your brain. I don't know. Maybe by the time VR catches up to whatever that brain power thought is, we'll finally have a good grasp on how to do that. Can you imagine VR esports? Does that exist? Is
You know,
that
there's like
already?
that one like ultimate frisbee game.
I know there's like droid racing as well. Like droid like VR, not VR headsets, but they wear like headsets, I'm pretty sure. And they like race the droid, fly the droids around in Dubai and stuff. Drone racing, that's what I'm thinking about, not droid racing. Droids haven't been invented yet. That's a different genre. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I cannot imagine. Can you imagine that? Like actually having nerve gear.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. It would also be sort of horrific, I think, because I don't think I'd want to live in the real world anymore if it was actually that good. But it would have to be so incredibly seamlessly good that you can replace IRL life with it. The promise to do so in the genres that these games employ, there is no shot this is going to happen in the next like 100, 200, 300 years. And by that time, I think we all died to the sun or something.
No, we don't die to the sun for another million years or something.
Oh, my bad. Was it global warming that'll do us in? Something's gonna do us in the next like
Yeah,
not
something.
too
Yeah,
long years. I believe we're predicted to like I think
I think there's.
right? Like
Yeah,
during the next
some
100
horrible
years,
event.
something is going to happen and we are probably gonna die as a race. Is what the scientists have predicted. I don't know what happens,
Yeah,
but cherish your lives, guys. Apparently we're the last ones. Uh,
it's gonna happen after we die, so not
no, I
our
think it's gonna
problem.
happen while we die.
Oh, like it's like the first of a couple effects are gonna start happening. Like it's gonna like start with like mini apocalypses,
Honestly, the way the world's going with like all the world leaders and stuff.
hurricanes, and all the
Oh
nonsense,
no,
fires.
no, I was gonna talk about like Putin and Ukraine war, and
Oh,
China's
the
currently
Gaza
posturing, and North
war.
Korea is posturing real hard. It's not looking good. I have a
Ugh.
strange feeling North Korea might actually invade South Korea in this timeline in our lifetime, and that will most likely get a at least a few more nations involved. It will absolutely get China involved as well, which means there is a real chance something will happen. And to think this all probably banks on the next election here, probably, where there's two candidates, both of which I don't really care for. Uh, and we gotta go and do that. But that's too much IRL stuff. Let's talk about the funny video game. Uh, I didn't really have anything huge to complain on besides the VR bit. Do you want to go to rating or do you have like notes specific you want to talk?
Oh, I mean, I kind of the freaking like antagonists in these chapters always make such a big fun. They're always like I remember in like chapter like 50-ish, a guy like trips over a rock and starts blaming the main
Oh yeah,
character.
he
I'm
literally
just like,
like tripped while walking and was like, "Did you see that? The man tripped me." And all of his teammates are like, "Oh my god, you must pay for this with your life." It's crazy.
yeah, there's just some like absolute nonsense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, he only beat up that guy. He didn't like take down the entire family and like hang their heads on the wall like Luigi would have done.
What did you think of the Shenzhen farming company?
I mean, it sounds pretty plausible. Uh, there's gotta be companies out there like I don't know, right? Like there's gotta be companies out there that actually do this, like
Can't
farm
imagine they're
rare
making
stuff
much
in
money
games.
per like. Are they actually making like a livable wage?
In certain games, I think it is livable. I think we looked this up on a last podcast episode sometime about like the most expensive purchases in video games. I'm pretty sure we covered
Yeah,
that, and I think it was Second Life, and also uh, what's the
like the
spreadsheet game? The
some
spreadsheet
star
game.
game.
I forgot what it was called.
Oh,
It's that one. Uh, hold on.
but those were I thought a couple
I'm
of
looking up
those were like,
spreadsheet space game. Eve Online.
oh yeah,
Yeah, no, people have bought planets in Eve Online. So there is. Hold on.
I think you could like
Let's see.
farm for that
Eve
crap. I like
Online. Uh,
imagine.
buy ship pricing USD. Right? There's gotta be.
Yeah, yeah. But
The
I
cost of
don't
ships
remember
in EVE
making like
Online in
that much
USD
money.
dollars. Let's look at a dollar website. Uh, well, actually, these are pretty doable.
Online.
Um,
Let's see.
let's look up mother ships. Those is probably our bigger ships. So it looks like mother ships, which are, I'm assuming like a big ship, are averaging from, or ranging rather, from $208 to 1482. But this is
Oof.
euros. So it's probably around that rough amount USD. And then battleship? Battleships are about $10. Okay, that's doable. What about dreadnoughts? What are dreadnoughts? About 20 bucks. That's actually not that bad. Um, and then let's see. A fully geared battleship, the most common type of ship for players to own in the game, is worth approximately 10 USD. But the price of a fleet-ready Titan, which I can only assume is like, I guess a fleet, is estimated to be at around $7,600. Right, so there's got to be like a company that just farms like Eve ships or something. I don't know even how you would do
Like
that.
it depends on how yeah,
Just like prep it and get ready for it or
let's
something.
say like on average, like a good wage is like $50 an hour.
Mm.
So you'd have to in an hour, you'd have to get, I don't know, one of those battle ready ships that sold for like $50. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, recent discussion comes down to it. Genshin characters. Uh,
if you have to spend money to
you spend money to make money, but you also make money if you if you spend money.
ain't no way someone's farming like I mean if you made like a script that like
I mean, I could
automatically
sell my account and I could say I have like Diluc, I have got a lot of 5 stars, I think, give or take, right? Diluc, Ganyu, Mona, Jean, Lee, Venti.
I mean like an account with a C6 Gandhi only sold for like $100.
Yeah, because
All the
apparently
ones
no
that
one cares
were
about Coco Goat. But like C6 only
also
or something like that is selling for more, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and then like C6 Scaramouche or stuff like that.
I think they're all about like $100.
Hmm.
Unless you have like a C6 Chi-Chi or something. Like, ooh.
Yeah, I guess like how much time did you spend creating a C6? Like, did
Oh,
that
I
player
mean,
actually spend the time to roll and get through the story to get as
I
many
don't even,
rolls, or did they just like
I don't
buy an
even
account
think
fresh
God dang.
and then, or like make an account fresh and then just dump like $100 and hope they roll good? What if that's what they're doing?
Ugh, gambling with the gotcha system?
Right? So, say we both start new Genshin accounts with different emails. We immediately pay $100 worth of primos and just hope our first, like, 130 rolls or whatever they tack on the free bonus for give us a C6. And then if
Ain't no
not,
way.
you sell it on the market for like $110.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
No? You don't think
Nope.
that turned profit?
I don't think it's, yeah, I don't
We're
think it's
pretty lucky
possible.
people.
Oh,
We got
I
Venti in
think the
100
Genshin rate
pulls.
of a 5 star is like 0.3%.
I got Ganyu in 3 rolls.
Yeah?
It's not entirely undoable. And I wasn't close to pity, nor did I get pity. I think I've only hit pity twice in Genshin. It was on Diluc, I think, for the other banner, and I think the other one was Jean. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's definitely profit. I would assume there is absolutely profit in this. Uh, Now for what that company was doing, they were like harvesting rare materials,
Yeah,
and
by
for some
hand.
reason, yeah, by hand, and also for some reason they were like, okay, so we killed off all the players in this area, and now we just wait for the monsters to respawn. How did they manage to avoid the main character who just sort of chanced upon the monster spawning? If they were actually camping the area, they would have absolutely known that these caterpillars were over there.
Yeah.
They had like a group of 20 people. Are you telling me you wouldn't just station one person per like 5 mile radius of the area and just be like, hey, you're gonna stare at this spawn point and you're gonna stare at this spawn point? Now, obviously, this is one of them where I also sort of hate it, where it's like, oh, but you know, the game itself runs on a central AI system, and all the game devs just sit there with their thumbs up their asses and watch it run. And I hate that too, because that would be such horrible game design. Especially since the main character talks about patches going out. What are they patching? What's the AI gonna do? Patch his own content? Absolutely not. Anyway, that's game dev gripe. Uh, what next? What's in page two?
H2.
How many pages you got? I know you got some at least, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I kind of thought that the main character, like, I don't know, he has this main goal of trying to ruin
King
the ball,
Arthur.
like, yeah, King
Yeah.
Arthur, and but we don't actually see that really
No, he doesn't
happening.
actively go out of his way to ruin him either. He's just
Yeah,
like, I'm going to get stronger, and along the way, I should probably also ruin his life. It's it's
yeah,
not
the
his
story is
main goal.
very.
It's very similar to One and Torn Yubi in that it's just like the guy's just playing the game, honestly. And then along the way, he's like, oh yeah, I should probably take care of these things, but they're not like my main goal in life.
And so, like, it starts to like wonder, like, what is his main goal? Like, he doesn't really have anything besides the usual, like, oh, I just want to have a
I just
good
want to
life,
get
send money to my
stronger
parents.
so I can pay for my dad's
Uh,
medical bills in the future.
yeah, and it's just like
Oh yeah, can we talk about
we
how
know
he like
so little about this character.
definitely is
That's like,
crashing the world economy, like IRL world economy in this world? He
uh,
sold 3 million in-game coins to someone for like real one or whatever.
yeah, he sold something for like 6,000 USD to
Yeah,
60,000.
I there is no chance that's something that's happening. I'm sorry. 3 million coins in any game is not going to net you even $1,000. Like I can see
Uh,
people selling that for like 50 bucks, you know?
apparently, someone sold a hat in RuneScape for 4,000.
All right, well, hold on. RuneScape pricey. Well, I mean, obviously, you're looking for priciest items, most expensive items, USD or something, real money.
There's
Then you're gonna
still
find some
that
like insane
planet
shit.
from Entropia Universe that sold for 6 million
There
USD.
is.
Oh, that's crazy. Who's out here playing Entropia
Listen,
Universe?
apparently, the people who have real money play the spreadsheet games. Apparently, um, the RuneScape here. Old school RuneScape, most expensive items sold. Um, what is GP? Gangplank. What is GP in USD? RuneScape gold to USD. Uh, then we'll look at that. The worth of RuneScape gold is always changing. Wait, what? It fluctuates? Current OSRS gold price, according to this article in 2019, which is not accurate, is at 0.20. So it's 27 cents for a million. This thing was the most expensive and has sold at 2.14 billion GP. 2.14 billion GP, if we do some math here, uh, would be what? Like $30 or something? Doesn't sound that expensive. But I don't know if GP is actually the right connotation for it. I don't know anything about RuneScape, I'm not gonna lie. You wanna rate it or because I
Yep,
can sort
do
of
it.
still complain about some parts. I have it written down. I said, Chapter 21. I am slightly disappointed that he can actually equip clothes.
He
Uh,
doesn't do it after that.
no, he doesn't. In fact, he just ignores his equipment after that. Until we get to the fortress bit, and then he wears a very cool outfit.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, level 34. His stats are 35 strength, 15 HP, 10 agility, and intelligence 76, talent 15, and luck 15. My notes were no shot this man is running at 15 HP.
I think it just might be like a normal HP amount for
And
this.
what do these monsters hit for? 0.25?
I don't know.
Like, you've got to have a health value to hit for. If it's an MMORPG, you're getting hit, like, pretty often. Now, this guy obviously doesn't actually get hit, apparently. But normal players are not. There is no chance a normal player is sitting at 15 HP for their HP bar at level 30. Like, I feel like the game would passively at least level your HP. I understand that this is some like cursed class BS, but that's not how a game would work. Surely, hopefully, surely a game dev is not actually making the most broken classes in existence and going, well, I'll hide it in a cave, and so the only person that finds it is someone who lives in the fucking cave. Like, I hate I hate love the concept of like legendary classes and like stuff like that because it does lend way to like the way um what's it, not NFTs but sort of like NFT, like video games,
Yeah.
like that type of thing. Like we saw stuff like that at GDC as well. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it it's like the idea of every character in the game is unique to your account. And so if you roll like a legendary pet or an item or something, that's bound to your account, I think. And then you can sell your character and or your unique items on the shop or like Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that.
Although when we were playing those games, you don't roll like you don't gotcha yourself into these things. You buy them directly from their website.
Oh, do you? But I
Yeah.
thought the logic was like each character is tied to you
Yeah.
and you have this base character throughout like all their games. But your character may have things that no one else does in the world.
Yeah, you can buy them directly from their website.
Wait, what do you mean buy them directly from the website?
Like there's one thing on the website and then you buy it and now it's permanently yours. But you didn't
Oh,
or like gotcha for it.
I
You
I
bought it
I don't.
straight
I
from their
remember talking
website.
to at least one dev at GDC who was explaining that his game was like you would be running around a world And if you're it was next to the Yahaha people, I think.
Uh-huh.
Not that I think you would remember. I don't even remember how that place looked anymore. Um, but there was a booth at least that I talked to at GDC. They were like doing Web3, and the idea was like each character is like the, the stats and stuff are like randomized. And so you're
Oof.
literally just making like NFT characters. And then you can sell your account if you want and put it on the market.
Oh,
It was a cool idea. I was like, wait, so you're literally just like gotching your stats? And they're like, yes. And so you
oh,
might end up with an incredibly broken character. And I said, well, how does that work for game balance? And the guy said, that's a good question. I'll write that down. I'm not the I'm not the designer. I took that to mean that there is no real thought in the balance,
yeah, it's
because
just whoever has the
I
most
don't think
expensive
that
crap.
actually would be balanced at all, which is true in terms of these games as well. Uh, there's no reason to have a overpowered class that only one person in the world can obtain. You know, like
Yeah,
it's always the case in these stories. It's always like, oh my god, you've obtained the one item that's in the world. There's only one type of this item, and you got it. Congrats. Like, we played Realm of the Mad God. We know what soulbound items are. There's like a bunch of weapons in that game that are really incredibly insane. But they're just soulbound, which is they're tied to your character. You can't trade them. Uh, but other people in the world have them. This would imply that this is not soulbound to your character, and you can just sell it on the free market. And it's also the only
yeah.
one thing in the world. I don't know. Feels a little game breaky. Feels a little economy breaking. Um, but that's just me. Righty, we're just going to the ratings. The art. I'll say it. The art's good.
Incredibly impressive.
That's crazy. Wow, Rye and Chris, oh my god. Why is it that you guys rate the art score so high every time? Uh, it's good. What do you want us to lie and say it's bad? The art score is almost never gonna dip down, except for like certain ones. But yeah, the art's good. Um, I don't know if it had that super unique flair to it, but I am willing to give this a 10. Not gonna lie. There's some very good panels in this that I feel like I haven't seen in too many others. Also, mascot score, so +5. There's a tiny chicken. It's sort of cute. It's unfortunate, but it does exist. I'll give it a 10 for art. I'm breaking
Yeah, I'll give
the
it
I'm
a.
breaking the Reed Eye Studio curse that I've imposed on myself. What are you giving it?
I'll give it a 10 too, honestly.
A Pog. Full 10. Alright, story. You wanna go? Where are you getting storing?
Oh,
Well, like you said, main character doesn't really have a super clear goal. He's got like a I should probably do this and then doesn't do it.
yeah. The rest of his goals are just I need to send money to my parents. Get a good relationship with my brother,
Yep.
who I never talked to in the story.
Yep. It's like real life.
Yeah.
I need to establish relationships with these people around me. But I haven't talked to this person in about 2 to 3 years. Uh maybe if I send him money after I earn some money in the video game, he'll accept me.
Mm. Yeah, well, let's say 5.
5. Okay. Um Yeah, I don't think I terribly cared about the story. The story's very generic. I'm not terribly impressed by the world building or anything. It's like the usual basically TLDR for the lore and whatnot. The main character sort of gets taken in by this guy who worships a secret like seventh god or whatever of the world, of the game world, who got banished because he was technically like the god of darkness, but he's not actually evil. The other gods just sort of like rebelled and sealed him up, and so there's like less followers of this person around, and he just wants to like rise back to power. It's pretty common. It's not unique. It's not that incredible. We've already seen stories where the video game is created by the AI and all the game devs just sit there panicking when something goes awry and they go, what can we do? Oh, that's right, call the game creator. The game creator's like, silly, silly devs, the silly managing, monitoring team. The AI can't be disrupted. They'll always lead the thing good. It's horrible. So yeah, a 5, I agree. Just keep it nice and simple. All right, characters.
Oh,
So
I think I hate all of the villains. I don't think there's been a
how
single
many
villain that I
villains
was
have there
like,
been?
you're. Oh, there's just
Not many,
always these
right?
random side characters that do random
The
things
guy
that,
who tripped,
that
technically the Kunoichi, technically. Um,
yeah. The lady with the sword,
the lady with the sword, the guy
the
with the
little
the
crossbow
bow,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
The other guy with
In
the
the
bow.
beginning, those mages who
Yeah,
are
the guys with the
slaying
orbs and the
people.
bows of the hunting group or whatever. There's King
Yeah.
Arthur, who we haven't even seen be a villain really yet, and I think that's it.
The Shenzhen company.
Yeah, the Shenzhen company as a whole, and then also the mages from the beginning. So maybe like 8-ish people. They're not
Oh,
very
and those
memorable.
the people who kill the chickens at the very, very beginning.
Oh, are they villains? Hold on. Yeah, they're just they
I
were
mean, they were
fodder.
casted as antagonists in the very beginning for no reason.
What? Yeah, hold on. No reason is sort of harsh. The man did weaken all of those monsters with poison, and they went and stole his kills.
Yeah.
And then they looked at him,
Crazy.
and they dared to stand there and go, "Sorry, man. I just thought I'd secure your kills for you." Of course, you kill him. No.
Of course you killed them.
Imagine if League of Legends actually had PvP, team killing capabilities. Every time there would be a kill secured, there'd be like 2 other people dying, and it's on your team to your ADC or something. Oh man, that'd be some crazy stuff. Well, you didn't like the villains. What about the main character? What about his friend who just magically spawns on like the eastern continent? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, I don't know, what
He's
is
got
he
a
doing?
friend
Like,
who he's like, "Oh, you should go and play the game." And his friend's like, "Okay, sure." And then the friend like makes a character and is just arbitrarily spawns on the eastern continent that apparently no one has gone to before.
yeah,
And then he gets caught up in some. No, oh well, no, he doesn't spawn in the. I sorry. I think if I recall correctly, he spawned in the right place, but then
he helps
he helped
someone with
some
the
fishermen.
plans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he just ended up on a different continent. That also doesn't seem right. Uh oh yeah, the guy's also a Twitch streamer, or sorry, a Wick streamer or something. Wix Wiz
yeah.
Wiz streamer. They literally in that one panel I saw, they just flipped the Twitch logo and they flipped the Twitter bird. Very original, guys. You guys are such originality. You just do not care, do you? You're like, we're Korean. We're not gonna get prosecuted by Twitch or Twitter. Screw you. We're just gonna
They totally could be,
entirely
but
infringe on your content.
I don't. They totally could be because Pokemon litigates everyone.
Yeah, but I don't think this type of run of the mill nothing thing
I
would.
don't know. Pokemon litigates content mods off of like obscure
No.
fan sites.
Let's put this in the title. Oh, what about Pal World? They they didn't do it. Oh my god. The Nintendo company. What are they doing? You're failing us. Take down this horrible monstrosity. Pell World must not exist for the future of our children. Yeah. Yeah. Did you like the characters? The protagonists?
He existed.
Did you like the chicken?
It's actually no, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, he's a pain in the
Ugh,
ass. Bundle was a pain in the ass. The designs
Bundle's
are cute though.
terrible. He is cute.
He's snarky. I like him because he's abusive towards the MC. Such a horrible criteria to rate it on. Um oh yeah, I didn't really like his playstyle either, I guess. I guess when you say witch doctor, I just imagine like more totem based or
Versus,
like
yeah,
ancestral magic. Instead he just summons like 50 chickens and has them shoot poison darts at people. You're just a necromancer. Let's be honest, you're just a necromancer.
he also punches things a lot.
Yeah, his strength isn't that high if you look at his stats. His strength is like half of his int. So why is he hitting so hard?
Apparently, it's like that impulse skill or
Oh
something.
yeah, he did. Oh yeah, did you notice when he uses his skills, he often does like poison arrow times 100. How the heck are you doing
Yeah,
that?
I
What is
think they
he like
explained it in the
queuing up his
beginning, but
casts so they can just double stack forever?
I don't know.
That doesn't seem right either. Clearly, really do feel like sometimes the authors of these novels or whatever the source material is do not play games. They're just like writing to write. They are at the
Maybe it's
very
all
least they don't
AI.
know.
Oh,
Oh my, wait, are we already? That'd be crazy if we're in the era of AI written manhwa. Like the plots and everything are just written by AI. The pages are illustrated by AI. Oh my god, that'd be a travesty. Um,
I could totally see the AI making these works. They could
I
totally do it.
I want to say you're wrong, but I think you're right. They could absolutely generate these horrible, horrible titles and have no remorse doing it. I've got notes here that chapter 43 and 44. Yeah, the man literally decides to fight bare fucking naked, bare ass naked with no clothing on, and they just censor his privates. And then later on, he wakes up with like black spats on, so clearly he's a VTuber through and through. Um, yeah, I got my notes. Honestly, cool art. The plot's pretty generic. Uh, oh yeah, titles. I'm gonna read out a title, right? And you're gonna tell me if it's broken or not. Narrow Escape is the title's name. It is a title given to one who has repeatedly escaped death's strong grip. It is as if the player is able to survive from any hopeless situation. Caveat Effect 1. If in the case that HP is lower than 50%, the title holder receives an increase in attack speed, movement speed, casting speed, and stamina recovery speed of 10%. If in the case that the HP is lower than 10%, title holder receives an increase in attack speed, move speed, cast speed, and stamina recovery of 100%. If in the case that player HP is lower than 1%, title holder receives an increase of 400%.
Eef.
Does that not sound like a good stack? Knowing this man, it definitely stacks. And he's just gonna like shumpo out of there. I feel like this is broken. I feel like this is broken. These are titles, Chris.
Yeah.
If titles are this broken, then what about his skills? Do his skills have like Cookie Run Kingdom levels of text? He's got creme
Ugh,
brulee cookies attack on his main
you
ability. Like,
must
how much modifiers do you want? 300? Yeah.
at least.
Yep. Oh yeah, I also took a screenshot of one of his ability tooltips. I'll read it out. This is after his weapon or class change. Blood's craving. Level 1. Attribute blood. Description: while exploding the target, you will continuously bleed. Effect: for 180 seconds, attack and movement speed will increase by 300%, and you will enter a bleeding state that consumes 1% stamina per second. Stamina will not drop below 1%. If you attack while in a state of explosion, there is a 33% chance of putting the target in a bleeding state. The caster will absorb the blood of the target in the bleeding state and activate Bloody Shield. Every time blood is absorbed, the shield's maintenance time will reset. That's one of his basic abilities. It feels a little busted. But then again, you know what? We're just gonna assume that the main character and all the character design and all the like game dev design in this is incredibly skewed. And if you just start out with a common nothing peasant class, nothing normal knight or something, you're just screwed. Your ceiling for max level is just infinitely worse than any other, like, even a rare class. That's BS, I tell you. Anyway, I didn't really care for the main character. He's sort of bland. Undo's sort of cool, I guess. No one else really caught my eye. I'll give the characters like a 3. No, actually, you know what? It gets a 4. It gets a 4 because the Raven suit's really cool. It's aesthetic. What would you give it?
Yeah, 4.
Damn, we're just matching scores today. You get the honor as usual. How many skill windows out of 10?
God, the video game was reincarnated me is horrible. Frick, it's just awful.
All right, it's getting an awful out of 10. Right, what's the final score you think? We doing 10 plus 5 plus 4. Damn, above 50%. Oh, we're familiar with the score. Oh, back in home turf. It's a 6.33. We get a lot of those.
Excellent.
Wow, that's crazy. If only the art score wasn't so damn high, we could have really docked them.
Aha.
All right. Well, that was I Return as an FFF class Witch Doctor. Um, I'll just be honest. If you wanted to read something and just absorb and escape your current IRL life or something, it's a pretty good read. But if you're looking to like actually be invested and care about the characters, this is not it. Now that said, it is now time for you to do the thing. What are we reading?
Uh,
Lone Spellcaster is still
um,
on the table. We can take like 2 weeks. We can read that. We can read Dice. We can read The Gamer and take like a month to review that.
gamer. Oh.
Why was that reaction so? Ooh. And as
Uh,
usual, the reminder is we don't have to read on Asura. Just so happens that we started here. It's got a large collection of these.
I'm thinking. I don't know. It's easier to see things on a syrup, but
It is.
maybe there's something here. Baby Tyrant.
What?
Like,
Baby
oh, it's only got
Tyrant?
34. Never mind. Uh, what are these? Oh, how much does this have? Oh, we could read Jungle Juice.
What? No, we could not. Jungle Juice on
No,
Webtoon? The thing that's got like 3 seasons?
It's only got 106.
Only 106. Oh boy. Oh, I don't know if I can read that in that
Yeah.
time frame. It is a good read though, so I'll say. Go Juice is good.
Let's do Baby Tyrant then.
Baby Tyrant. Seen that. Baby Tyrant? This is on Asura or no?
It's on Webtoons at the very least.
Oh. Oh. All the power fantasies on Webtoon are some BS. Why an actual baby? Oh. Okay. Alright, well. Alright. Baby Tyrant. Baby Tyrant. Oh, what if I could spell? Alrighty. We will see you next week for Baby Tyrant. And yeah, happy February. Or possibly March, whenever this posts. Alrighty. See you next time. Goodbye.